I'm finding that so many of their series were both very versatile in that I could use them for basically any gig across the board, but also that they had very specific sounding cymbals that were both inspiring and extremely musical. I was surprised that at some point I could ask them to make something completely new, and they were totally into it. So when developing a very special ride cymbal, we used a lot of the characteristics from all those different cymbals. Essentially, we used a composite of all the sounds that I ever needed for all the gigs that I ever played. First we began with a 21-inch Vigor Rock series ride cymbal. To dry it out a little bit more so I could get a little more stick definition in those bigger venues, we put something that we took from the Antique series, which is a 2-inch band around the outside of the bell. The cymbal has a lot of color. It's very crashable. And also very rideable. Has a very full range of volume when really pushed to the limit and played on the outer side of the bow. When it came to the bell, we wanted to do something completely new. I needed to have a very pronounced sound, but something that was elegant and musical as well. I found that the bells in all Amedia cymbals have always been a real trademark of their sound, something that's both cutting and yet very musical and dynamic. The way that they developed the shape and the style of this bell was to make it so that it was very loud and yet had a nice piercing tone that can cut through basically any volume of music I might play, but is delicate enough to play at a whisper. They're not only cymbal craftsmen, they're real artists. They go for a specific sound, they'll experiment, they'll find new ways of finding new sounds, but nothing leaves the factory without their seal of approval. It is a quality instrument and has a really wonderful handmade sound. From the first time I hit the ride cymbal, I couldn't stop playing it because it just sounded like all the things that I loved about all my ride cymbals in one. It had such presence, it had such dynamics, it had a big crashable, full-bodied sound, but it also had a very delicate and dark tonality to it. I even found that because of the 2-inch band, it lowered the profile, so it physically made the cymbal a lot more playable. I've used it in pop, I've used it in orchestral music. It just sings in every style that I use it in. But predominantly, this is no small cymbal. It's a 21-inch, strong standing cymbal with a lot of characteristic. And I hope you check it out. It's the Felipe Torres signature ride cymbal by Amedia.